Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to another video. And the name of this one is called America, Babylon the Great was set up by Yahawah as a punishment to Israel. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and all the elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutation to the elect men who's pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth. To you, I say Shalom. I just wanted to get into a lesson today, a video, basically just explaining through the precepts why America, Babylon the Great was set up, right? So without further ado, I want to get into Jeremiah 25 and verse 8. Now it says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, because he have not heard my words." So the Most High here is speaking to the children of Israel, because the children of Israel was his people. He was they're the only people he speak to on the face of the earth. He doesn't speak to the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Ishmaelites. He doesn't speak to Edom. He only speaks to the children of Israel. So this message was for them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, because he have not heard my words. Right? It says, "Behold, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith the Lord, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant." So here, the Most High has taken Nebuchadnezzar, which was the king of Babylon, right? He says, "my servant." So why would the Most High call Nebuchadnezzar his servant, right? So the Most High would call Nebuchadnezzar his servant. Why? Because he is using Babylon, the king Nebuchadnezzar, as a whooping stick, right? To carry out judgment on you so-called Israelites, because you guys weren't listening. You guys were stubborn. You guys were a stiff-necked people. So the Most High always use other nations as punishment for judgment, right? Let me read that again. "Behold, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith the Lord, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant," because he has to do what? He has to do everything the Most High Yahawah orders him to do. Right? It says, "and will bring them against this land and against the inhabitants thereof and against all the nations round about, and I will utterly destroy them." Why would the Most High want to destroy his people? Because y'all don't listen, right? Y'all don't take heed. Since you guys left Egypt, the Most High have been trying to deal with you guys, but you guys weren't listening. So the Most High was forced to do what? Bring Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, as a whooping stick to whoop your ass, right? It says, "and against all the nations round about, and I will utterly destroy them and make them an astonishment and an hissing, a perpetual desolation." Right? Now, let me grab a precept real quick. Lamentation 2:15. So this is Lamentation 2 and verse 15. Let me start at verse 14. It says, "Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity, to turn away the captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment." Right? So the Most High is pretty much telling the prophets what's going to happen to you people, because you people weren't listening, right? The desolation, the perpetual desolation, the astonishment, the hissing. This is was prophesied by the prophets before time, but you guys weren't listening, right? Verse 15, "All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem," the children of Israel, saying, "Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth?" So we were made into perfection. We were the beauty. We were, when people saw us, they were astonished at us by how we were. But what happened? We kept falling off. We kept going off. We kept disobeying the Most High. And this thing made us look disgusting, because the Most High put curses on us, right? Pursuant to Deuteronomy 28. Right? The curses was placed on us because we weren't listening, right? It says, "All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee." Watch, you got the Edomites, calling you names, a nigger, a spick, a wetback. You know what I'm saying? Like all these names that they're giving you, all these are prophecies. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it, right? You go to China, these people look at you like you're nobody. Japan, anywhere in the world you go, people treat you like shit. Why do you think that is? Because you have a perpetual curse on you until you come back to Yahawah Bashem Yahushai. And even when you come back, it's not going to happen in this kingdom. It's going to happen in the other kingdom, right? When we are in rulership, that's when these people are going to respect us. But the respect is not going to be given to us in this kingdom, right? It says, the Lord hath done that which he had devised. He hath fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. And the days of old is speaking about in Deuteronomy 28, when he asks you to, when he told you to listen to the words, and if you don't listen, these curses will come upon you, right? Those were the that's that thing that he devised, right? And he has fulfilled his word, because it says no words that's going to go out of the Most High's mouth and come back in vain. It's going to accomplish that which it's set forth to do, right? And that word was to destroy you because you guys weren't listening, right? It says he hath thrown down and hath not pitied. No, he hasn't. And he hath caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. Look at it right now. You look in all these nations around the world. They rejoice over your suffering, over your failures. They hiss at you. They say, is this the children of Israel? Is this the people? This could not be the people, right? Now it says, he hath set up the horn of thine adversary. And in this case, in this precept, Jeremiah 25:9, the horn of thine adversary is Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, right? So when in this modern day time, the king of Babylon, the Nebuchadnezzar now, this would be Donald Trump. Donald Trump would be Nebuchadnezzar in today's day, because Donald Trump is the one who's ruling Babylon. And as you can see, y'all voted for this man, right? You guys voted for this man to come in and treat you like shit, call you a byword, a spick, a nigger, take away everything that's going to benefit you, right? Even though we shouldn't depend on Egypt for anything, but this is what happened. You guys voted in this man and put him over you so this man could treat you like shit, right? So Nebuchadnezzar in today's day is Donald Trump, right? And America, Babylon the Great, is Egypt all over again, right? I'm not even going to go into that too much, but Babylon the Great, America, is Egypt as we speak today, right? It says, their heart cried unto the Lord, ho, wall of the daughter of Zion, let tears run down like a river day and night. Give thyself no rest. Let not the apple of thine eye cease. Well, the Most High is not going to destroy you completely, right? Like I said, Babylon was set up as a punishment for you Israelites. You were, let me get another precept. Baruch 4:6. That speaks volume. Baruch 4:6. So this is Baruch 4:6. It says, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved Yahawah to wrath. You were delivered unto thine enemies. So because you moved the Most High to wrath, you were delivered to the Babylonians, you were delivered to the Assyrians, you were delivered to all these nations for your punishment, not because the Most High is going to destroy you, but because he's going to whoop your ass, bring you back into subjection, punish you, right? Because you guys were not listening. So you guys were sent here for what? Your punishment, not for your destruction. It says it in verse 7. For he provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not unto Yahawah. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God. And how did you forget the everlasting God? By forgetting his laws, statutes, and commandments, his judgments, his precepts, his ordinances. This is how you forgot the Most High, right? He have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up out of the land of Egypt. Right? So the Most High took you out of Egypt, gave you laws, statutes, commandments, ask you, yo, listen, take these and just follow these. You will live. You will prosper. But you guys didn't want to live. You guys didn't want to prosper. You guys kept going off, kept worshiping false gods. Right? So the Most High did what? Send you in the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, Babylon the Great, America. right? Egypt all over again. Donald Trump, the king of Babylon, a cruel king to punish you, right? It says, He hath forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and he hath grieved Jerusalem that nourished you. For when she saw the wrath of Yahawah coming upon you, she said, Hearken, O he that dwell about Zion, God hath brought up upon me great mourning. Right? So all these punishments that you're going through, and you guys still didn't learn. You guys still didn't take heed. Right? So now we're in our final captivity where the punishment is going to be even more serious. Right? Because during Jacob's trouble, you guys are going to get it, man. All right? Now let me continue. It says, I think that's it for that. So let's go into another precept. This is Jeremiah 27:5. It says, I have made the earth, the man, and the beast that are upon the ground by my great power and by my outstretched arm, and have given it unto whom it seemed meet unto me. So who it seemed good unto me, which means Yahweh, right? So when you go into Job 9:24, let me grab that. Job 9, Job 9:24. So this is Job 9:24. It reads, The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now you go back into Jeremiah 27:5. I have made the earth, the man, and the beast that are upon the ground by my great power and by my outstretched arm, and have given it unto whom it seemed meet unto me, who it seemed good unto him. Now the Most High has given this earth into the hands of the Babylonians, the wicked. Why did the Most High give the earth into the hands of the Edomites, the wicked? Is because for punishment for you wicked Israelites, right? Because you kept disobeying the Most High. I'm going to keep repeating that. You keep disobeying the Most High, right? Not following his laws, statutes, and commandments. So the Most High place you in a place of wickedness, right? And now you're in America, Babylon the Great, which is wicked, where you are facing judgment for your wicked deeds. Verse 6. And now have I given all these lands into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar. So America, Babylon the Great, Donald Trump, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant. Like I said, the Most High called him his servant because he is doing the will of the Most High, which is what? To carry out punishment, right? So not what DJ Trump is doing, he's not doing that of his own will, right? He's not doing that of his own will. He's doing that to fulfill the purpose of Yahawah Bashem Yahushai, which is to punish you people and, ultimately destroy America, which, as we see right now, America is being destroyed from the inside out, right? So all of these things were done because the Most High wanted it to be done. The purpose of Yahawah Bashem Yahushai, the will of Yahawah Bashem Yahushai, is to destroy Babylon the Great from inside out and to punish you people, you Israelites, for the wicked deeds that you have done. Right? Now this is Lamentation 1:3. It reads, Judah is gone into captivity because of affliction, right? So you keep disobeying, these are called afflictions, right? And actually, let me get that word affliction. Yeah, so pretty much Judah has gone into affliction, gone into poverty, misery, affliction, pretty much depression. For what? For disobeying the Most High. So the poverty that you're facing is because you didn't listen. The misery, the unrest, right? The astonishments, like the name calling, all of these things is because you guys never listened. So this is punishment, right? This is punishment from Yahawah, why Yahawah Shai. Right? So this is Lamentation 1:3. It reads, Judah is gone into captivity because of affliction, and because of great servitude she dwelleth among the heathen. She findeth no rest, all her persecutors overtook her between the straits. So we saw right here where Judah is dwelling among the heathen as servants, right? She findeth no rest. You people are just the punishment, the affliction, the brutality, the murders, right? Everything that you guys face in Babylon the Great is because of disobedience, because of this, because you guys disobeyed the Most High. You guys have to go through these things. That's what it's saying here in Lamentation 1:3. Judah is gone into captivity, meaning the Israelites have gone into captivity because of affliction, because you need to be afflicted with punishments, right? And because of great servitude, she dwelleth among the heathen, right? So you have to dwell amongst these nations because you have to serve out your captivity amongst these nations. These nations are your kings, your princes, your rulers. These are the people that's going to rule over you. So it doesn't matter how much money you have, these people will always rule over you. As we can see with Jay-Z, with Diddy, and all these other celebrities, they are slave to the slave masters. So it doesn't matter how much money you have to obey your slave master, right? Now, this is Isaiah 10 and verse 5. It says, O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in thy hand is my indignation. So Assyria are, I would say, the Assyrian right now also is Babylon the Great, Donald Trump, you so-called Edomites, so-called white people. You are the rod of the Most High's anger right now. The Most High used you to punish the children of Israel, whether through whooping of the, you know what I'm saying, just beating these laws into you, right? Um, for judgment, shooting on you in the street, raping, robbing, pillaging, like all these things happen to you because the Assyrians are ruling over you. It says, I will send him against an hypocritical nation. So the Most High send in the Assyrians, these Edomites, these Babylonians, against an hypocritical nation, and the hypocritical nation are you Israelites, right? And against the people of my wrath will I give him charge. So the Most High is giving these Assyrians, these Babylonians, Donald Trump, the Edomites, these so-called white people, he's giving them charge over you to destroy you, to whoop your ass, right? To take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the miry of the streets. So these are prophecies that has to be fulfilled on you so-called Israelites because of what? Disobedience, right? It says, howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doeth his heart think so, but it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few, right? Let me grab this in the NLT. Yeah, I prepared that. It says, what sorrow awaits Assyria, the rod of mine anger? I use it as a club to express my anger, right? So even though the Most High is using the Assyrians, the Babylonians, you Edomites, right, through his will to do his work, there's going to be judgment at the end of it for you still, right? So you should just enjoy what you're doing to the children of Israel now, because when your time comes, you're going to get it fully, right? It says, I am sending Assyria against a godless nation, against a people with whom I am angry. And the Most High is angry with you Israelites, man, because how are you gonna, every captivity you go into, you have to be worshiping false God. Now you're worshiping Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha. You're into witchcraft, Scientology, all these nonsense you're into right now. So the Most High got deal with you properly, man, because why? He's mad at you for all the nonsense that you're pulling off, man. It says Assyria will plunder them, trampling them like dirt beneath its feet. And we see this happening day in and day out. In America, like everywhere you look, it's just bashing in off the head of you so-called Israelites, right? Verse 7, it says, but the king of Assyria will not understand that he is my tool. So these people are proud. DJ Trump, you so-called Edomites, the white people, they're very proud. You know what? All of you nations are proud. The Chinese, the Ammonites, the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, all of you people are proud, right? Because you feel like this wealth that you have acquired, this way of life that you have acquired, that you gained it all on your own. not knowing that the Most High was the one who gave you all these riches, these glamour, these glory. The Most High is the one who gave you the power, especially you Edomites, you so-called white people. He gave it to you for a purpose, right? It says, I'm sending Assyria against a godless nation, against a people with whom I am angry. So the Most High is sending these people against the Israelites because he's angry with them. Assyria will plunder them, trampling them like dirt beneath its feet. But the king of Assyria will not understand that he is my tool. His mind does not work that way. His plan is to simply destroy, to cut down nation after nation, right? We see America, Babylon the Great, have gone into the Middle East. They have cut down Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, and now they want to go after Iran. We see they're going to Africa. They destroyed many nations in Africa. They destroyed the Caribbeans, even up to today. They suck the resources out of Haiti. Like these people are the hammer of the earth. And a lot of things they have done unjustly. They have destroyed nations up on top of nations. For what? For their belly, to fill their belly. Right? Now, verse 8, it says, he will say, each of my princes will soon be king. And we see Donald Trump talking about his son, very proud of his son, thinking that his son is going to go into politics, not knowing his son is going to be a slave in the near future, as well as himself and his so-called billionaire cronies. All the billions they have, they're going to be slaves with those billions, right? Now, when you go into Jeremiah 29 and 10, it says, for thus saith the Lord, that after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good word toward you in causing you to return to this place. So the Most High is definitely going to bring you out of captivity. He's going to, because he said so. He's not going to destroy you forever, right? He's going to take you out of captivity and put you in a land, that he promised you. And at that time, you're going to have slaves. These Edomites, they're going to be our slaves. These other nations, they're going to be our slaves as well, right? When you go into verse 11, it says, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, Yahawah, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. And the expected end is everlasting life, rulership to this wicked society. Actually, rulership to a society of peace, actually, because we're going to be ruling in peace. The scriptures say, when the righteous ruleth, the people mourn. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It says, when the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice. Let me get that. I don't want to butcher it. It says, Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Check the world right now, from Africa to the Caribbean, to Latin America, to the Americas, the Western society. What do you see? Mourning, suffering, everywhere. The people are mourning. Why? Because these Edomites that are ruling the world are wicked right now. Even the earth is mourning. The animals are mourning. Why? Because these people are evil. They're wicked. All right. Now it says, then shall he call upon me, and he shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. And he shall seek me and find me, when he shall search for me with all your heart. Right? Verse 14. And I will be found of you, saith the Lord Yahawah, and I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations and from all the places whither I have driven you, saith the Lord, and I will bring you again into the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive. So the Most High is going to bring you back into the land of Jerusalem, because you remember that in the year 70 AD, the children of Israel, they were taken. Jerusalem was destroyed. The children of Israel, a lot of them were taken. A lot of them ran away. But the Most High is going to bring you back into Jerusalem, right? That's the place where you were driven from, right? How is he going to do that? Via the chariots, right? Which you so-called Christians call the rapture, right? Verse 15, because he have said, the Lord Yahawah has raised us up prophets in Babylon. So as you see right now, check the highways and the byways, check the internet, you see prophets all over the place prophesying, teaching the downfall of this wicked society, telling you Israelites to come back to your power, Yahawah, why Yahawah shy, right? Verse 17. Now, verse 16, know that thus saith the Lord of the King that sitteth upon the throne of David, and of the people that dwelleth in this city, and of your brethren that are not gone forth with you into captivity. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will send upon them the sword, the famine, and pestilence will make them live vile figs that cannot be eaten. They are, yeah, I think that's it for that precept right there, right? Now, like I said, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, right? So we know that the Edomites are the ones ruling this society right now. The Edomites, which are you so-called white people, you are in Babylon, ruling Babylon right now. We call Donald Trump the new Nebuchadnezzar because that's who he is. And he's the one who was set up by Yahawah, why Yahawah shy, to bring forth the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America, right? So the children of Israel are within Babylon the Great right now, America, being punished for what? For the iniquities, for the sins, for the transgressions that they have done towards the Most High. So Babylon the Great, as I mentioned before, was what? Set up by who? By Yahawah, by Yahawah Shai, for what? For punishment for the children of Israel, right? Now, what else? Yeah, pretty much that's it. Like I said, punishment was brought forth by America, Babylon the Great, towards you Israelites for the disobedience that you display, for the sins that you keep committing, for defying the Most High and going to worship in false gods. So punishment was handed out to you in Babylon the Great, right? And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahawah, why Yahawah Shai, Kal Halal Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawah Shai, Tawada Yahawah, Tawada Yahawah Shai. Again, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and all the elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Shalom.